Hey guys, this is Xavier hacking and I'm sitting here with Martijn van Foeken. And hey Martijn, it's a very good week for us, right?
Definitely. We are celebrating the release of our next book at the SAP Press, which is all about Lumira discovery. And yeah, I'm pretty excited because it's been quite a long journey. I think we started back early 2017.
I think even before that. So I got some emails from, I guess, October 2016 that the first IDs were mailed around. So it's been a while. I think it was around the time that the first announcements were made about Lumira 2, right?
Yeah, I think that was definitely something that triggered us. Also, given the fact that the first and only Lumira book that was published before at SAP Press was, I think, based on version 1.18.
Yeah.
And well, Lumira 1.x was went all the way through to 1.31, I believe. And with the introduction or announcement of Lumira 2.0, we thought, well, let's take this opportunity and write a book. And you actually wrote two of them together with.
Yeah, also the designer book that also needed an update, of course, with the 2.0 release of Lumira. That one is available next month. So that will take a few more weeks. But yeah, the writing is done. So for that, it's yeah, kind of we have to wait for that.
Yeah, I think Xavier, when we had an earlier presentation this week, you gave a good summary of why we still feel that a book has is a meaningful thing in this digital era. So maybe you can comment a little bit on that.
Yeah, that's indeed a topic that's being discussed a lot. I got a lot of questions by people. Yeah, why are you still doing this? Why are we writing books? As we can have everything we can find on the internet these days. But that's not completely true, because in a book like ours, we make sure that all the information that you can find is combined, so you have a total view of what is available, and is also presented in a structured way. So what you can do if you are just a beginner, then you can just pick up the book, start at page one, and read through it throughout the whole book until the end, and still follow the whole story. While on the internet, you only see parts of what you can do in the tool. And for example, with a blog or some tweet on Twitter, or maybe something you found in the SAP community somewhere with a question. And you always need a bit of knowledge to really interpret what is it all about. So what we do with this book is make it available for everybody to get the whole story.
Yeah, and speaking of the whole story, we divided the book into four parts. The first part is really about getting you started. So if you are a beginner, but also if you are a bit more experienced, we walk you through well, what has been changed compared to the 1.31 latest releases.
Yeah, but because there are quite some changes in especially in the user interface.
Yeah, and then we walk you through an installation and indeed do a full scan on the whole interface, and we wrap up that part with creating a first story, and basically at the end of the first part of the book, well, you have everything installed. You know what you need to know about the interface changes, and you actually created your first story already. Yeah, I think one of the most interesting parts of the book is the second part, which is all about data. It's about data acquisition versus live data, which obviously is a big topic also in other tools. Well, we talk about all the data analysis and data manipulation actions that you can perform.
I think next up is a big chapter about data visualization. So Lumira contains really a lot of chart types and tables and other options that you can use to create your stories in Lumira. And we go through all of them. So you will find all the details for these components. They are all described. By the way, everything that we describe in the book is in a step-by-step manner. So we use a lot of screenshots and a lot of really detailed steps to really guide you through the tasks to achieve, for example, a correlation chart or to set up a geomap or create a table, etc.
Yeah, and at the end of part 3, after we talked about all these different chart types and how you can use the geomaps, we have a kind of a deep dive in filtering, which is quite an important topic. We also tell more about how to format your story and how to link data sets, which is quite an important feature as well. And then the final part of the book, we called it sharing. It's maybe a little bit more than sharing, but it's sharing in the broadest sense. It's not only about sharing stories to other users within your organization, but also how you can export data and integrate with your existing BI platform. Finally, it's covering the content, how to use the content in the BI Launchpad, and how you can access your Lumira stories on a mobile device. And finally, we have a chapter about interoperability with the designer edition of Lumira. So how you can start in discovery, create a story, create a mashup of data, and then use that as a starting point to develop a dashboard in Designer. And then apart from the appendixes, that adds up to almost 500 pages of brand new Lumira discovery stuff. And what Xavier was mentioning is the book also contains a lot of references to all kinds of materials and links, which are updated frequently. So it means that if you write it on paper or in an ebook, it becomes a bit static, but by referencing a lot to all kinds of SAP notes, blogs, and all kinds of other information sources, it keeps its value because that information, of course, is constantly updated.
Indeed. One more remark, Martijn, about the examples that we have in the book. So all the material that you see, so all the examples that we used, the data for that, we also put on the website of SAP Press. So if you go to the page of the book, there you can download all these files and you can follow along while reading the book. So that's a cool option.
Yeah, indeed. I think it was very fun to work on the book. I can recall, Xavier, that 6-7 years back we met at a customer site. I went to another customer and we discussed briefly when Design Studio was first introduced about writing a book together. That never became reality, at least not from my part, but I was thrilled that you asked me to join you as a co-author on this edition. So thanks for that. Well, I think I hope that you all enjoy the book, that you start buying a copy, whether it's an ebook or whether it's a hard copy. I usually prefer the hard copy, but if you want to see color pictures, then you should go for the ebook or do both. well, we enjoyed writing it, and well, if you have any feedback or any questions, yeah, you can just use our regular contact details, which are also shared in the video. So yeah, that was the introduction.
Yeah, all have fun with the book.
Okay.
All right, see you guys.